what's driven me more than anything to do the work is I think we've reached a tipping point in our society where we have seen anti-Semitism and hate against all people grow a significant amount in recent years, and so I felt a calling to get off the sidelines in a much more visible way to confront those issues, because I think they go to the core of who we are as a local community, as a nation, as a world. And the ADL's mission: stop the defamation of the Jewish people and seek justice and fair treatment for all. And I don't know that there's a more important time to be doing that work than right now. We cover a wide territory of Western Pennsylvania, which includes Pittsburgh, where the Tree of Life shooting happened, to all of Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky. People need to know who we are and that we're there for them. And so my first goal is to be as visible as possible for our entire region and all of our communities, so that people know that they can lean on us in our office when an incident does occur. That we will work with them, whether it's their school districts, their synagogues, their law enforcement chapters, to ensure that we are living in safe communities across the region. That's goal number one. Goal number two is to expand our educational training. So what I touched on in the beginning, why is this work important to me? And we talked about the importance of educating our youth to stop the spread of hate and anti-Semitism. We directly trained over 1,400 students this past year. Next week we'll be in Pittsburgh, designating 20 different schools as no place for hate schools, where we've conducted our training. We are in the process of hiring an assistant director of education, and who will work under the director of education who we have now, Alana, and the goal is to continue to be in more schools so that we could have more allies, that we could conduct more anti-bias training. Because hate is not something that someone is born with. It is something that is learned. And so the quicker we could get involved in our educational systems, the better. Prior to taking this job, I served on the board for the ADL, and it was important for me to go down to Pittsburgh with fellow board members to show solidarity to the family members who had just lost loved ones, to the synagogues, communities as a whole, the entire Jewish community of Pittsburgh, so that they would know we feel their pain and we're there for them with anything that they need. It was heart-wrenching. It was moving to listen to the family members, those that we lost that morning, and it speaks to the importance of what we have to do as a greater Jewish community to protect one another, to try to prevent another Tree of Life shooting, which is hard to do, as we've now seen in Poway just 6 months later to the day. We have to be vigilant. We have to look out for one another, and we have to work very closely with our law enforcement partners and our own greater Jewish communities. I would tell college students it's crucial to be an ally. We need people not only to listen to what's happening around them, but to speak up, to speak out. The BDS movement is an organized movement that strikes attempts to strike at the very heart of the legitimacy of the state of Israel. It's damaging, and we need to counter the misinformation and the lies with education and facts. And so what I would say to the college students who are a part of this is help us when it comes to education on college campuses. We will help you, we'll give you the tools that you need. I think there's a number of factors. I think, right, a lot of what we had once seen as hate that might have been bottled up or behind closed doors has made its way into the mainstream of American thought process, into the mainstream of American government and politics. I think it is incredibly damaging, and I think it is exacerbated by online activity and the spread of misinformation and hate online. I think plays a big role in the proliferation of what we've seen today. And so I think that's one of the main differences, is where we've seen a large uptick. Right, 2017 we saw over 50% increase in anti-Semitic incidents nationwide. It was the largest increase that we've seen since the ADL has been tracking that statistic. And although the incidents were slightly down nationally this year in Ohio, there was another 20% increase. And so these are increases that unlike we have ever seen. And I think for a variety of reasons, it has anti-Semitism, which is one of the oldest forms of hate, has really reared its ugly head in a very public way. I don't think that there's anything more important than fighting for the general safety and well-being of your community, for who you are, whether that's the religion you practice, the race you are, where you're born, or who you love. Everyone deserves safety and security. That's, I think, the fight that we are in, and we need to work as a team across communities to ensure that we're doing everything we can to stop the spread of anti-Semitism and hate.